Barry-Cotter, Head of Design at Maritimo, and today we're lucky enough to board the Maritimo M70 flybridge motor yacht. This is our flagship motor yacht and the largest vessel in the Maritimo fleet. So let's step aboard and we'll have a look at all of its features. So first thing is moving up into the cockpit deck. What you really get a feel for here is the space. So what Maritimo does is try to maximise the open feeling of this area. It lets it integrate really well with the aft galley and saloon. But the other thing as well that we concentrate on is the coverage and protection. So the moulded flybridge hardtop here comes all the way back over the seating area here, as well as the optional extended awning, and that gives us a lot of protection here from sun, and gets you out in a position in the shade. To each side of the cockpit here we have these rope lockers, so they're really large rope lockers that you can fit various things in. We also have more lockers to the front of the cockpit here, just behind the bifold doors, which is also an area where you can put various options for rear stations. In the deck itself, we have the access to the engine room, as well as an electrically actuated hatch access down into the lazarette. So we'll go and have a look at the aft galley and saloon. So moving from the cockpit into the aft galley, you'll see the bifold doors really open up this area and really sort of make the two areas one. So that's great for entertaining, any sort of meal preparations. If you're in the galley, you really feel a part of the action in the cockpit or up in the upper saloon area. So as you walk in here, we have some storage lockers. First of all, as you walk into the port side of the aft galley here, as well, handy at sort of first reach as you walk into the enclosed area of the boat, you have the access to the ship's sort of electrical switching. You have the access as well to the bridge, so that's easy access as well back out to the cockpit deck. But really this is the star of the show here on the M70, is its aft galley, and it is a long-range galley for a long-range motor yacht. So what we're all about here is having lots of storage, lots of ability for different sorts of meal preparation. That'll be for onboard dining, entertaining, and really any sort of liveaboard situations. So we have lots of drawer storage with various sizes. So you have pots and pans and various cutlery drawers sizes here. In the island bench here itself, you have a dishwasher as well as pull-out bins and more storage here. But really the key to this area is the appliance unit over here. So starting at the back of the galley here, we have the pull-out hideaway pantry. And then as you move forward, we have a full height Miele fridge freezer. That allows a lot of meal storage and refrigeration space. These as well all are dogged at the top here, so if you're out at sea, you can keep these very secure from opening. The third appliance cupboard is really has a lot of customability, and versatility. So this is what our Miele appliance sort of unit is, and that you can spec out really any way you want with various Miele appliances. So this particular customer has opted for a Miele convection microwave oven, as well as a Miele coffee unit. So here along the front of the galley, we have the galley servery. So on the other side of here, you can have some bar stools, and you can really be part of the social setting, while you're in the lounging area above, and feel a part of this galley area here. Then over on the port side as well, we have the entertainment unit. So there's a lot of versatility to that as well, and how you can spec that out. So you can have ice maker, wine fridges, bar fridges, sorts of things. But that also, as well as the standard position for the saloon TV that is on an electric lift. And that serves as a really central area to both the lounge up here, the lounges up here, the galley, and as well as this sort of bar area here. So moving up into this lounging area, you can see, being the M70 flagship for Maritimo, this is a really large lounging saloon area here. So as I mentioned earlier, you have the area here where we can have the bar stools, really sort of be part of that entertaining sort of area there in the galley. And then you have this opposing lounge area here as well, for any sort of lounging or dining. So this dinette as well, it's a folding leaf design, so this top section here can fold over to be a mirror of what's seen there, and that is a really large dining setting that you can fit sort of 8 people at. In the center of the table here we have a lift out lid, and that has quite a large volume of area there that you can store a lot of items in, and as well below here we have a pull out drawer as well. Moving forward as well, we have more sort of cup and different sort of storage areas here mounted in the top of the dash here, and then as well over to the starboard side here we have further storage again. To both sides as well you have optional sliding windows, so you can let a bit of ventilation as well as all of that light in, and and really sort of be a part of the surroundings that you're going to be in. So we'll move down to the accommodation deck and we'll have a look at some of the sleeping arrangements down here. So moving down to the accommodation deck, I'll show you some of the really sort of special design elements that we put into the Maritimo M70. So here you'll see this high gloss woodwork on the step treads as you walk down into the master stateroom, and embedded in those we have these little stainless strips, which are just a really sort of nice accent detail in the step that serve a real functional purpose as well. But it really just shows off the detail that we go to get that special sort of look on the M70. So this is the master stateroom where it all sort of happens. So as you can see, it's a full beam master stateroom. We have the king size bed that is a centerline bed pointing to the bow of the boat. Up on the front of the bulkhead here we have that large TV, lots of storage, so you have 2 wing wardrobes to each side of the cabin that are both seat aligned inside. Over to starboard here you have this beautiful desk arrangement here, and that has that lift up sort of area, and as well as you have some further storage up here. So here to the port side we have this really large daybed lounge, and then as well we have gracing both hull sides these large hull windows that have 4 total inset port lights. So that'll let a lot of ventilation and a lot of light and view into the cabin. But the star is then after the master stateroom. Here we have the master ensuite. So this is a full beam ensuite that is exceptionally large for this size of boat. So we'll step in here and have a look. So the M70 master ensuite, as I said, is full beam, so it takes up the entire width of the boat after the master stateroom here. And the real star of this area is this shower. So you have a seat here as well out to the hull side. It's an open shower area here, so you can have a door if you wish. This seat as well, you get a lot of storage under this area here, and then you get the double sink as well. So you have lots of storage under the vanity area here, as well as more again behind the mirrors here. And then you have the toilet over to the port side there. But then again, both sides of the full beam ensuite here, you have the hull window as well as opening ports. So you can get a lot of ventilation into this area. And as well, you've got blinds, waterproof blinds that can roll down both sides for privacy. So moving down the companionway, the first door on our right is to the starboard bunk cabin. So in here we have 2 single overhead bunks, so it's a great kids cabin, and then you've got the deck hatch there just to let a bit of light in the area and as well to give it some ventilation. You have a wardrobe at the aft end of this area as well, and then coming out of there through the companionway here we have this washer dryer cupboard in the middle of the companionway, so it's great and accessible in the centre of the boat here. And as you'll see, you've got that sort of gloss veneer all the way through this area, so it's a very sort of bespoke sort of finish as well, even in the companionway area here. Over to the port side, you've got the door here to the port side VIP cabin. So this is sort of the premier sort of guest cabin for the M70. And then moving up to the front of the boat here, we have the dayhead access here on the right. And as well as the door here up into the bow VIP cabin here. So the bow VIP cabin shares the access to this ensuite and dayhead area here. So, and as you can see, it's a really sort of classy finish in this area. We offer a range of different ways in which you can appoint the flooring, as well as and different sort of materials that you can choose for bench tops and things of that nature. As well, we have storage under the sink here. You've got storage behind the mirrors in this area here, and as well, very important for all of our cabins, we like to put the deck hatch or any form of sort of ventilation in the area, especially in the in bathrooms. Moving forward up into the bow cabin, it's a conventional arrangement here of a centerline sort of berth. It's a queen size bed here in the front. To both sides of the cabin here, you have sort of 3/4 hanging lockers, and then on the aft bulkhead of the cabin here, we have the option for the 32-inch TV. Above, again, we have 2 deck hatches as well, just to let that light and ventilation in the area. So we'll move a bit further aft and into the port side VIP cabin. So moving here into the port side VIP cabin, typically this cabin would have a centerline queen berth with a lift up bed that gives you access to a really large storage area below the sole here, and that also gives you access to the bilge as well. So this particular customer's opted for a split single arrangement, and with the bilge access here between the 2 beds. It's a great size cabin, has its own ensuite, forward of the bedroom area here. Over on the hull side here, you've got that hull side window coming through into the cabin there to let a bit of view into the area. You also have an opening port light there to let a little bit of ventilation. Then over here, you've got the overhead lockers just to give that little bit of extra storage. And then you have the full height hanging locker here to the port side on the hull side here. Up on the forward bulkhead there, you've got the option for a 32-inch TV. And then above as well, you also have the deck hatch for more ventilation. And then you have the ensuite area here at the front of the cabin. So key to the M series flybridge motor yachts is the enclosed flybridge and the internal staircase here. So the M70 obviously just takes that enclosed flybridge concept to a whole new level. So here the idea is that you have a complete 4-sided enclosed climate controlled area that you can drive from. So it doesn't matter what the conditions are, if you're on a long range sort of cruise, or you're just out in some sort of rain or nasty weather, or if it's a really stinking hot day, you can have this whole area closed up in air conditioned comfort. So and that just creates the ideal long range cruising experience that Maritimo is renowned for. So the next area on the enclosed flybridge here is the flybridge lounging area. And this is just a great place to be at, whether you're at anchor or underway, whether you're entertaining or you're just lounging. So this area consists of, you've got the lounge here, which is a really large lounge, so you can quite comfortably fit a few people on this. And then you have the entertainment unit here as well, so that houses a pop-up TV as well as lots of storage area here. So yeah, whether you're watching a game or want to watch a movie, even if you're underway on a long haul, this is a really sort of comfortable area. You also have the sink here. You've got ice maker and bar fridge in this area too. So if you're on a cruise and you want to make a drink, you're not going down to the galley to have to do so. You're up here in this air-conditioned comfort with the ability to do that. Aft here, you've got Maritimo's signature bifold doors, and that leads out to the flybridge aft deck. So, and this is where a lot of Maritimo's versatility comes into play. So this particular boat is showing some cantilevered seating here. So we do a various sort of array of custom options here, where you can have seating completely wrap around the entire deck space. You can have no seating at all and just railings. We've had aft helm stations here for sort of fishing, more specific fishing sort of setups. And then as well, we have the option for the extended soft hard top here as well. So that comes in a lot of handy when it's coupled with the various seating. So the enclosed flybridge can really be divided up into sort of 3 dedicated areas. Here you have the cruising area, and then we have the lounging area sort of in the middle of this flybridge, and then you have the aft deck finally gracing the sort of the back of the flybridge. The cruising area here, what a really unique feature of this area is this L-shaped cruising lounge that sits adjacent to the helm here. So that is a great place to sort of, be able to sit there while you're underway with whoever's at the helm, and be able to sort of converse as well as sit here and take in the views of the surroundings wherever you're cruising. A really unique feature of this area is what comes standard is there is a lift-up backrest that's electrically actuated. So that brings the backrest up to a daybed position where you could sit facing forward and really be able to then take in those views from a real comfortable position with the way the boat runs, and you can sit there and lounge there for long journeys. Moving over as well above the helm position here, we have the sunroof. So that's directly above the helm area here. Lets a lot of breeze through this area. So you can really tie that in with the sliding side windows and bring the outdoors in. Moving to the helm area here, this is the real command station of the Maritimo M70. So, you've got the room here for the three 22-inch screens, as well as the engine display here that is centerline of the helm position here. We've opted for a starboard mounted helm position because that does give you greater visibility of the boat as well for docking. So you have access to the sliding side window here where you can get your head out the window there and not need to always rely on cameras or separate docking stations for docking. All the controls as well, the important controls that need to be at arm's reach, are all located in an ergonomic position here on the side armrest here. You have this cavity area here as a well for sort of loose storage items, and then you have the lots of various other sort of controls and instrumentation here on the secondary panel here that's used less frequently. So we have a lot of design styling elements brought into this helm station as well to really bring an automotive styling elements to this area. So from the hand stitching through all the upholstery, to this hood that wraps over the steering wheel and the loose upholstered boot bag that covers the wheel boss as it where it transitions into the actual dashboard itself. And as well, you have this shadow line element running through the dash here with a stainless accent that really just brings some of that detail into the area and makes it a really special and unique driving experience on board the Maritimo M70. So thank you for joining me on board today. If you have any more questions on this boat, be sure to go to the Maritimo website. Also check out our virtual boat show. But more specifically to do with the Maritimo M70, if you have any more questions or queries, be sure to talk to your local sales consultant and they'll be happy to answer all those questions for you. Thanks again.